What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
Naima.
This is not another damn
podcast.
Presented by
Our damn selves.
Episode 267.
267.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Had me on a pretty damn amazing weekend. Yeah.
Oh.
Definitely dope. Yeah. Friday night, shout out me and the lady. We went over to Riddle's Comedy Club because a couple of the homies were there performing. Shout out Leon Rogers.
Nice.
Damon Williams was there.
Oh.
Who else was there? Ballhead. She didn't care for him, so that's all. No, some Ballhead was there. We had Foolish from Detroit. Stefan was hosting. There's like then a couple of other like cats I didn't hear, like new, like up and comers, like were on there.
Okay.
Definitely a lot of laughs. You know, when Leon and Damon, like those are your headliners, then
they both so crazy. I said I've had the opportunity to see both of them. So like I saw Leon when I was in college before I even knew he was Leon, because he would come down to my school a lot. Yeah. So I knew him from there. Yeah.
Known Leon about 20 years. Like when we started working in radio together. So around 20 years. That was almost 20 years. And I knew Damon even before that, because when I was trying to break into my comedy career back in the 90s, it was open mic at the old All Jokes Aside on Wabash downtown. You remember the old All Jokes Aside?
Yeah, I'm looking. When you trying to break into comedy.
And he was the host of that. And to me, in my mind, I bombed. Like I probably wasn't as bad. I'm probably my own worst critic, but yeah, that's where I first met Damon. And then like, so that had to be like almost like 30 years ago. And so like,
when you were a young whippersnapper, as like the old folks say, a young whippersnapper, you try and break in.
I shout out Leon's wife Nicole, like she was there too. You remember?
I remember Nicole, yeah.
Remember the bombshell is what she goes.
I remember, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that was Friday, and then Saturday, I was kicking it at it's a little family affair, like a retirement party, family shindig type of thing.
Oh, nice.
So it was definitely good weekend, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Well, my weekend, Friday, I just kind of like just chillaxed or wherever. Marcus took the kids to grandma's. Thank you, grandma. Because on Saturday,
all right, y'all had a little kid free time. Okay,
yeah, a little bit of kid free time. So Saturday we went to actually a summer company picnic for Marcus's job, for BB&A for his job, and we went to that, and it was like a summer gathering. Like they're still celebrating because they've been in business for 25 years, and you know they're still celebrating their 25th anniversary. So
they did big, basically. Okay.
Yeah, because like last year, for the Christmas party, they did like a big Christmas party last year, and then they're like, we're still celebrating. So nothing wrong with that. So like, we had some good fun, some good eats. Food was delicious. And then that evening, one of the interns at his job was like, let's go here. So she showed us a post for like a silent party.
I've done silent party.
I've never done one of those because I haven't been clubbing honestly in like 10 years at least.
I DJ'd one. I DJ'd one, but I've been to a couple, yeah. But
yeah,
like one.
So like I went to like, so Marcus and I was like, okay, well let's go out to it. Why not? And then once we got there, and then we were standing in line, we're like, we're not going to be here long, because we're looking around. We're like, because like we could hear the group of kids talk. Now I sound old kids of people talking in front of us.
Group of 30-year-old kids.
No. This was the moment that
35-year-old kids. I don't know.
No, this was the moment right here, because I heard the girl, "Yay, it's my birthday! I just turned 21." I'm like,
okay. Well, 21 is kind of a kid. Like say 30 and shit.
He literally was like,
I look at people celebrating the dirty 30 now, and I call them. getting the
But the swing,
I'm like, oh, you just a kid. Okay.
I'm like, when did we get here? So they were, like the party was better than what I thought because
life goes on. That's why, yeah, you either get older or you die young.
Yeah, there you go.
Options, yes.
I thought that the party was going to be worse than what it was, but I actually had a decent time and everything. But it's just the kids in there. So then when we were leaving, walking back to the car, we're like, we're past this scene now because we're in our 40s. We're like, yeah, this ain't us. And Marcus
shout out
like,
DJ T-Bone, yeah, like
mm-hmm.
he was DJing the event. Shout out DJ T-Bone.
Okay. Yeah. So then he gonna say to me, Marcus was like, well, the reason why, he was like, you could have been like those girls, like mom, like, like you're old enough where you could have been their mom. Right?
They are kids under you.
So I was like, oh my gosh, like we could have been these kids' parents, but it was just funny, just us being out there with the 20s and 30s people.
I'm a DJ, so I'm around young people.
So yeah, it definitely was a eye-opening thing for us.
I'm working in entertainment, so yeah.
That's how I'll say it.
Unless you're just doing another dusty for one of you dusties, like in house party, like you're gonna be around.
You're gonna be around the younger crowd, so you gotta adapt to that. You gotta be able to adapt.
That. It's like, yeah, what some DJs do, like, yeah. I'm pretty sure Jim Rags is not doing no fucking trap parties like that.
My face, I was like,
pretty sure the Jim Rags is not playing drill nowhere like that. People like
at all.
Reggie Miles, like people like that are not playing drill. Them cats, like they just do like that stuff.
Right.
I'm trying to name guys, like a lot of them have died off. I was supposed to say Wally Muhammad, he's gone. Herb Ken's gone. I'm trying to think of guys I was supposed to say Jim Rags is still around. Reggie's still around. I'm trying to think of like cats from Sam Chapman. There's another one. Yeah. Like, unless you're just some old cats like that's all they do is like those. Like, but if you like a lot of, especially like where I work at, you're gonna be around the 20 somethings and the 30 somethings. Yeah. Like,
yeah, it definitely was eye-opening. It definitely was a different experience being out there, but I had a good time. I did. So you know how it goes. Won't be going out for a while to the club scene because it's just not my thing anymore. It's just
I actually danced on Saturday and like I'm feeling it. My lower body is like still on fire. Hamstrings, knees, all of this. Every ligament down there is burning right now. Every ligament.
Some Dr. Tills. Get some more Epsom salt by Dr. Tills.
Okay, I'm sitting. I'm doing Dr. Sit Stills right now. That's what I'm doing. I haven't moved from this spot at all. Just moved my head. Like none of this down here is moving. Actually got my dance on, so that was interesting.
Nice. I would pay money to see
lady wants to dance, so say let's dance. Okay, get it in. Yeah.
I would pay to see you dance, but
I dance all the time. Just like I always say, you see me dance hundreds of times. Like
I just haven't seen you dance in a while, so
pull up my pants and do the rock away. Lean back. All right, where do we start? A lot of heavy shit.
Yeah.
Well, let's just go big. Let's go with the big one and shit. Highland Park, Illinois. Like, would that happen right because it happened on 4th of July when the last episode launched. We had recorded that hours before, so it was like way before the shooting even happened. Like, by the time we recorded and uploaded it, but it's still pretty fresh. Like I know people move on faster. You don't hear people talking as much about it, but
it's still this story.
A week ago, July 4th. Yeah.
Now they're showing now like they finally saw on the front page of the newspaper. They had all the victims who had passed from it.
The shooter, Robert Crimo III,
like
22 years old, I believe from the Highland Park. I think
the area. I think his parents owned a business in the area, I want to say.
From Highland Park. So 7 deaths, 46 injured is what I'm seeing so far. I don't know if that number is going to change, but that's the numbers I have in front of me. 7 dead, 46 injured. 7 counts of first-degree murder, by the way, too. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I believe, I think he pled guilty. I don't even think he denied this shit. Like, because so I don't know if it's gonna be a trial and shit. I think the motherfucker, I think admitted to these fucking shootings, like because like he had a court date, and I don't like from what I was reading, it was like I don't think he pled not guilty. That's what
And it was cold and calculated and definitely planned because this happened on 4th of July. They were at a freaking parade.
Mm-hmm.
A parade. And the people who got killed, like I said, the ones that stood out the most, like it was a lot of older people that were killed.
Like that's people like in Washington, that
70s
ran him with their car. Yeah, it's the same. It's like most of them were seniors that he killed.
Like somebody's grandmother, somebody's grandfather. Somebody was like it was somebody's father from Mexico visiting, and he was visiting with his family, and he was killed. And like the most heartbreaking one that I saw, a couple was killed, and now their 2-year-old is orphaned. Okay. The mother and father were killed. They said they found their 2-year-old wandering around because like they didn't know like what the 2-year-old was wandering around. And once they realized, they like family members identified that as their family member, and then they realized that their mom and dad were killed. So now this baby has to grow up without their parents.
I'm seeing the 78-year-old Mexican grandfather. I just saw that.
Right, it's like that's just awful. I see like seniors and
grandfather. I'm seeing was one,
just
9-year-old, like a lot of them, 64,
and then the couple,
85. That's the age range I'm seeing, like from like everybody is what it's saying, right? So it said in 88 right here, so that got to be 8 to 88. Then that's what it's got to be.
Just awful, just really awful. Just that you would go out and just shoot up a parade, and then from what I'm hearing I'm hearing that like we say, like we're in a different world now. Everybody shares everything on social media before you do stuff. People share things. So
use a wannabe. Now use that term loosely. Rapper, like I'm a just like Daryl Brooks, like the Washington guy, who also was whacking shit. I'm gonna pull up this dude stuff too and shit. Like, what's up with all these whack ass rappers and shit?
They got rid of his shit. They pulled his YouTube channel. They pulled his shit.
I saved one of his videos. So you know me. Once it's on the internet, it's forever. I saved one. I'm trying to it's on my iPad. I'm going to airdrop it back to the laptop. I'm gonna play. I saved the shit because I knew they were gonna pull his channel.
Yeah, so they pulled his shit. Yeah. But it's like
I got one. God damn it.
You went and you tell about that you're going to do this. This is a planned attack. But my thing is, why? Like you gotta take stuff like that serious. You got to. You can't. We're in a world now where I feel like it's just not enough. Like being proactive. I feel like it's a lot of reactive things when situations like this happen.
Is unnecessary.
Oh, that's not his plan. Let me turn the sound off. Go ahead, kid.
I feel like that is the case in this. I feel like it is the case where it's like reactive rather than proactive. Instead of being like, oh, this shoot. What do we do to stop these shootings? What do we do? How do we react so this type of stuff doesn't happen? Like people, like we've seen people get shot at a grocery store, children be shot at school,
church shootings,
and parade shooting. These are all public places where people go just for like school. You have to go for education. You're going to better yourself. Church, you're going for fulfillment because you want to hear the good word of your book. You want to go for fulfillment and to congregate and to be one with one another. And we're trying to return to normalcy. Parades are festive. You're celebrating life at a parade. You're celebrating we're still here. Grocery store,
because the last
you gotta eat.
Last 2 years we've been shut down, so it's like people are happy to get out again, but now people are scared to like go to stuff. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, so now we have to be fearful. We have to wear tactical gear. We go anywhere. We step outside. We gotta be like a SWAT team. We go outside now. Like, no.
I'm gonna play this video. You should have known this motherfucker was insane. Like I found it on, somebody tweeted it, so I'm gonna play it without the sound because like I don't know if we was on.
Oh yeah, the strike.
I don't want our shit to get taken down because of this fucking piece of shit.
Yeah. Like I said, we only say names one time.
Oh yeah, I said his name. That's it. We don't make people famous.
We ain't gonna make you famous.
It's because it's newsworthy, but I'm not making you famous.
There's this like a sleepwalker.
Oh, the sound is on.
Oh yeah, it's still on. I thought I muted it. But yeah. You see the demonic bullshit that you see.
Yeah.
So
like,
this,
what is that?
this was
What is
out,
that in the middle spinning?
you saw him with the gun. You saw the shoot. Yeah.
I saw that.
You see that shooting a school, shooting up a school. Yeah.
Like he looks very disturbed,
He
very
was telling you what he
demented.
was on and shit. Yeah, this is the fucking guy here. Shit.
And then that symbol in the middle looks very scary. Like that looks very scary. Like I'm a full-grown adult, and like that's scary to me. That symbol is very scary to
That's
me.
from his now deleted YouTube channel and shit. That's what that's. Yeah. And yeah, that's what that was from. His now.
But the fact that you post and and people are saying, well, if because like my feelings are, it's like if you post anything remnant of like you're going to plan a mass attack on something, if you post those words in that specific or anything in a similar phrasing,
like implying that he didn't shoot up a school, but it was a parade, but it's close enough. Yeah, but he implied in that video that he was going to shoot up a school. Like it showed the school several times. He showed the drawing of like him with the gun. It's like they showed he implied he was going to do something like that.
Do something with a rifle, with a high-powered rifle. So if you imply anything like that, I feel like FBI should be at your door and bring you in for questioning.
Which is why people are questioning, like in the gun community, like
I feel like FBI should be there.
Like I said, like I'm part of the gun community. Which people are questioning is like, do red flag laws really work? Like, yeah, if they don't work if you're not gonna enforce them and shit. Because that's not red flags and shit.
There you go.
That's not red flag. How was he able to go buy a gun?
Prime example. A friend of mine was saying jokingly that like so, because she's extremely close with her family. They're very, very close, her family. And she said just jokingly that she was going to beat her niece's ass in a joking way. You know how we say as Black people. And she got put in Facebook jail for 2 days. Mm-hmm. But just like she was like, I jokingly said I was going to spank my niece, and then I got put in Facebook.
Our page was in Facebook jail temporarily too.
Right.
Because I talked about representative. You know,
we ain't gonna say him in there. Yeah, because I don't want to go back.
It's a representative like who was trying to ban like violent video games. I was like, wait a minute, I was just past that dude's offices. It's like not saying I was gonna do nothing to him.
No, you just said
I just know where his office is.
You just it was just like you made the connection, like it's
from the same neighborhood I'm in. That's why.
Right. And it was like you made the connection.
Dude's office every day.
You connected the dots, like, oh shit, that's him right there. Mm-hmm. Nothing more came of it. It wasn't like I'm gonna go talk to it. No, it wasn't none of that.
He's gone for about 2 days.
Right.
I was back. Yeah. You couldn't find our podcast page for a couple.
But the Facebook stuff, yeah, it's like so. Like if we can do that for like frivolous stuff, then why can't we do it when we see? And I'm not saying like and this is why I'm not saying like you should just judge a book. Like if somebody has like. Some people are just emo or just odd looking. Like I'm not saying that everybody who is odd or emo is crazy. I'm not saying everybody is that. That's not what I'm saying, because that's another thing. You just shouldn't judge people. Some people just like face tattoos. Some people just like lots of tattoos. Some people like different colored hair. It's just a way that they express themselves. It doesn't mean that they're crazy. It doesn't. But it's like if somebody is saying things and showing that they're disturbed and showing that they have no remorse about I could kill these people and I feel nothing. Like if somebody is doing that, they definitely need to be explored. And then us as parents, because this is a young man, he was 21, 22 years old. 20. So he's a young man. So I'm sure he was still living at home. I was living at home until at 22.
Yeah, he when he got arrested, he was in his mom's car that he borrowed.
Yeah, so I'm sure he still lived at home because like at 22 years old, most 22-year-olds still live with their parents. But it's like.
Yeah, he borrowed his mom's car. Yeah, which I read and drove to Madison and said he was contemplating doing another shooting in Madison, but he changed his mind. So it could have been 2 of these shootings on that same day because he had another rifle because his first rifle was Smith and Wesson AR-15, same which is the same rifle that Rittenhouse used pretty much. Yeah, Smith and Wesson AR-15, the exact same one. He left that one at the scene because he discarded it and then blended it in with the crowd. Allegedly dressed as a woman. They said,
they said he was dressed as a woman allegedly.
To blend in with the crowd. And then he went home, borrowed his mom's car, drove to Madison, and there was another like parade going on there. And he said, like, he thought about it because he had another rifle with him. But then he drove back to Highland Park, and that's when he got arrested. So yeah, it could have been 2 mass shootings that day by the same guy. Like that's what the FBI was saying, that he went. And he
keep on going back to with these kids being so young, because like I said, once again, like I said, I mentioned earlier, so when I saw the 21-year-olds when I was out, like these are kids under us. Like 20, you're a kid, 21, 20, you're a child. What are you so upset about? Like, what are you so upset about? Why do you have so much hate in you at that young of an age? Like you haven't lived a long life yet. You haven't.
Real and shit. And that's why I said that's what you got to get to the problem of.
And to my assumption,
anti-gunners always want to like ban guns.
No, that's not the answer.
But I would say guns have been around as long as America has been around, but like these mass shootings are a pretty recent phenomenon.
And to my
25 years, I say, is like when mass shootings really became a thing. But before that is like, because like back in the kids grew up like hunting and like you were like Ariana's age, you knew how to like shoot a rifle because like your parents taught you, because like so guns have been around since.
I mean, it was America was very rural before it industrialized, before so outside like the big cities. America is still very rural outside Chicago, LA, New York, Atlanta.
About the amber waves of grain. It's like because that's what America is like. It's all these like cornfields and and wheat fields and like
very rural.
All of this, like that's what most
very
of them
rural.
Is. Yeah.
It looks like Mayberry, basically, from Andy Griffith, basically.
Guns have been around as long as America. Like, why are these mass shootings happening now? Like, that's the question we got to answer. Why they happen?
And then my thing that I go to also, like I said, I'm just making a huge assumption here. I said, like, try to just get inside this young man's head. Like, I'm sure he lived a privileged life, because for people who don't know, Highland Park is on the North Shore.
That's where Michael and
Jordan, the 23 house with the
Michael and Juanita's mansion that's still on the market. By the way, is in Highland Park. Yeah.
It's in Highland Park. Parts of Ferris Bueller and Home Alone were shot out there. Parts of those movies were shot out there. Mm-hmm. So it's a very affluent area. If Michael Jordan has a house there, it's money, basically, is what we're saying. It's not. This is an affluent area. This is an area where people are privileged. Like I said, it's on the North Shore. So it's like, I'm sure that this young man had a very privileged upbringing and privileged life. So
the Ravinia Festival be out that way.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the North Shore.
Yeah.
So I just don't get it. Like, I'm like, what is going on with these? Like, I'm sick of seeing a mass shooting, like at places that you should be able to go and not have to think about that. Like I said, grocery store, school, church.
And all of that hit a little different because it is close to home and shit. Like a little different than the other ones to me and shit.
Yeah, it's about 30 miles. And once again, it's not Chicago. People try to connect. That's not Chicago. It's about 30 miles from Chicago. It's not Chicago. It's not Chicago. If Chicago shoot. Highland Park is not Chicago. It's not. It's just not. It's about 30 miles from here.
You get shot in Chicago. That wasn't part of it, though.
That exactly. Like stop trying to make it be more than what we don't need to use that narrative to like paint, Chicago in a more negative light or whatever.
Got his own gun problems, which
right. We have our own things, but
we're not going there right now.
Right.
It's a whole nother conversation to be had right there.
Look, we need to find the root of the problem. And like I said, like both things can be true at the same time. Like we need to figure out why all these mass shootings are stuff, because like taking away guns isn't the problems, but throwing more guns into it isn't the solution. It's like we gotta figure out like both of them are. You need a little bit of column A and a little bit. You need column A and column B. You need to pull from both. So let's figure out how do we come in the middle to solve this mass shootings.
You got to start by
how
enforcing gun laws that are already out there. Like, why make new gun laws if you're not like
right?
This, if you watch that video and that's not a red flag, like I don't know what is and shit. Like, what do you have to do? Like, like boil a bunny, like fucking Fatal Attraction. Like, what do you have to do to get a red flag and shit? Like, what do you have to do to get a fucking red flag and shit? If that's not a red flag and shit, I don't know what is and shit. Because I saw it, I was like, this was out like up until a week ago. This was like public knowledge on the internet. This shit was out there.
And as a parent, like I said, and I have to put some of the blame on us as parents. You know your damn child. Talk to your child as a parent.
Keep going. Huh? You keep going. I'm getting to that.
You damn children. Like if you see something that's distressing your child, talk with your children. Talk with them. Like I say, like as a parent, you're your child's first teacher. My 7-year-old told me that the other day, like no cap. She told me, Mommy, who is my first teacher? And I said her 2-year-old preschool teacher. She said, no, Mommy, you were my first teacher. My 7-year-old told me this. So if a 7-year-old can understand that Mommy is my first teacher, my parents, they learn from you first, and then you set that foundation. So you need to, if you see your child if they were once an outgoing, effervescent child, and now they're starting to retreat back and starting to become more reserved, hey, what's going on? Because like they could be getting bullied at school. There'll be something going on. Somebody could have sexually assaulted them. You don't know. Something could have happened that they just are holding back that they just don't want to tell you about. But start trying to talk to your children to ease that out, to make them feel comfortable to tell you about what's going on in their lives, so they can trust you to reveal that.
Yeah, I'm reading more about this fucking guy's background. He never should have been granted. He shouldn't have been allowed to purchase a gun and shit. Basically, in April of 2019, it was reported that he attempted to commit suicide. In a September 19 incident regarding alleged threats by Cremo to a family member. According to law enforcement, mental health professionals handled the suicide matter. And in September, police seized 16 knives, a dagger, and a sword from Cremo after a family member reported to police that he planned to kill everybody. How's that not red flags? Like, hey, you're not enforcing the laws that are already on. Illinois has red flag laws already. Hey,
I'm sorry.
All of that shit. Like,
he had daggers and swords and.
Let me read it. 16 knives, a dagger, and a sword and shit. Like, yeah, and said he planned to kill everybody. Yeah. This is September of 2019 and shit. Yeah.
So this wasn't even 3 years ago.
He wasn't charged with anything after all of that shit.
This is even 3 years ago, and this is before the pandemic. So like I said, because I know like the pandemic has mentally affected everybody. All of us are a little bit mentally affected by the pandemic.
Before that and shit. Yeah.
But this is before this. So this is September. This is not even 3 years ago. This is pre-pandemic.
Mm-hmm. He was off before the pandemic. Yeah. So in either occasion, Highland Park could have invoked Illinois' red flag law, which would have allowed them to seek a restraining order preventing Cremo from buying guns. So yeah. However, they did not pursue this option. Yeah. Just 4 months later, I just look at this, like September, we mentioned September, and in January, he was granted his FOIA card and shit. Yeah. And passed 4 background checks when buying firearms and shit. Yeah. So Illinois is like, yeah. But you need more gun laws, like even though you let guys like that buy guns.
And ironically, this is not even like funny or whatever, but like ironically, I happened to be watching Disney Plus the other day, and like I'll just put on The Simpsons. I still love The Simpsons, and I watch like the older episodes, and I just watch it in the order of the seasons or whatever. I just let it just play on, autoplay or whatever. So the episode that actually came on the other day that I watched was The Cartridge Family. Do you remember that episode? When Homer got a gun. Do you remember that episode?
When Homer bought a gun. And
once again,
reckless and shit. Yeah,
once again, as we say, this episode came out, I think, like 1998, I want to say. I think it was about 1998 this episode came out. So it's like the Simpsons were way ahead of the curve because a riot happened and Marge was feeling unsafe because like they weren't doing anything, because when a riot broke out there, criminals were coming to people's houses, just burglarizing people's homes. So then Marge was like, I don't feel safe in the house.
Just like summer of 2020.
Yeah, and Marge said, I don't feel safe in the house.
Saw me on Commercial Avenue, like I'm watching people's businesses get looted.
Mm-hmm. Right. So Marge said, I don't feel safe.
Looked around and shit, and then left and shit. Yeah. Imagine if you own one of those businesses, you had called the cops. Like,
yeah.
You wouldn't go buy a gun the next day.
Marge tells Homer she doesn't feel safe. So in Homer's mind, Homer said, I know how I can protect my family. Homer decides to go get a gun, but then they tell him that it's a 5-day waiting period. And then Homer's like,
Illinois has 72 hours. So what is that? 3 days?
3 days.
3 days. 72.
Homer's, and he says 5 days, but I'm mad now. Like he says that. And then when they get ready to approve his background check, they're looking, they say, okay. They're like, you spent time in a mental institution, because remember with the Michael Jackson episode, they was like, you're an alcoholic. They were like, you know, about his struggle.
Call back to like previous episodes, like
they talked about his alcohol, and they said, and you beat up President George Bush,
which is another previous. They do it. They basically did call back to previous episodes. That's what they did.
But all these red flags, they're like, okay, you're granted. They grant him with restrictions. They said he can only purchase 2 firearms a year. But reading that list, he was a mental institution. He has a problem with alcohol, and he beat up a former president. But they still approved Homer. So
there it is. Yeah.
Like stuff like that. Like see the Simpsons, like they strike. Like I don't know how they do now. I said because I haven't watched the new episode, but like the old episodes, they really struck on these chords. Like you know. So I thought that was just interesting. Just
yeah. After all of that shit, like the knives and the daggers and threatening to kill motherfuckers and shit, like they got his FOID card. Yeah, his Illinois.
I'm flabbergasted. I have nothing. I don't even how did he
yeah, like I said, I had like it's crazy.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing. And this young man may very well have some mental issues. But with that being said, why was he granted a gun? If you say you're going to kill everybody in here. What?
Jeez. And then, yeah, he's been charged 7 counts of first. I'm just reading more of the story. 7 counts of first-degree murder, which he confessed to. So like I don't even know if it's gonna be a trial because it says he confessed to the shooting. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So
the other thing, like you said,
maybe his trial will just be like his sentence. Like I can't see him doing the whole trial because if he said
no, he can't. Yeah.
Like then.
And the other thing that you said that like I was saying because of all these shootings that are happening and like the pattern that I'm starting to see is like it's younger. Like under 25, like it's younger kids. It's like young kids like doing these shootings. So it's like part of it is like to me, are they trying to gain notoriety? Are they trying to get this in their mind, their sick, twisted mind? Is this fame? Am I famous? My fame.
Yeah, which is why I don't make them famous. Like I said, I say that I know it's YouTubers and like other people that won't even say the name at all. I will say it one time because
just one time, because you just read the headline and it's in there in the headline. But then
I'm not putting it in the title of the podcast. None of that shit is like, I'm probably not even put it in the description. I probably just say the Highland Park shooter. I'm probably not going to put his name.
Yeah, don't put,
It's like,
because it's like people just want to have their fame. And like I said, like in the sad world we live in, like that's what they want. Like, I'll go to jail for the rest of my life, but I'm famous. Jeffrey Dahmer, who? Gacy, who? You know, they, in their mind, they want to be
Ted Bundy. They want
Ted Bundy, who? They want to be that. They want to have that notoriety behind their name. So it's like, it's just sick. I mean, I pray for these kids. Like these kids coming up now. Like I said, parents talk to your kids because they said that I saw a report saying that they would say something about that they're trying to that they may implement his father in this. Like he may be charged with something.
Because I think the father, probably I don't know if his cosign is the right. I think the father was like helped him get the firearms card.
I think it's something with that. So the father
with the father like assisted him in getting his FOID card.
So the father is like, if that's the case, you got blood on your hands.
I don't have that in my story, but I did hear that like from another, which I don't have that report. I wish I have that report, but
because I saw that come up in I saw that article come across my phone. And I was like, oh, I said, so the father may be responsible. Because.
And shout out. Go ahead.
I'm just still at 2009. Like you going to kill like. I'm still like that messed me up. Like I didn't know that. Like you got my genuine reaction with me just.
Yeah, because I'm just reading.
What? I was like, wait, what?
I like getting the full story. Like most people just read the headlines and they done. Well, I like
delving into that.
I was like, when I was looking for about the father, that's when I found. I was like, oh, like look at this 2019 story. I didn't know about this. Let's read this. Yeah, that's one.
Clearly, that's a history. That's a history. Clearly,
like I said, and like because it's the anti-gunners are trying to make red flag laws across the board, like nationwide. is like certain states have, like Illinois already has them. I think Indiana have most of the states that are near like a place where I would buy a gun already have red flag laws. So like,
I think it's like, see, like if nobody enforces it, then.
But if you're not informed, if you're letting guys like that buy a gun, what's the point in having a red flag law? You might as well not have one if you're letting dipshits like that buy a gun.
Right. It's like it's pointless.
Yeah. And why even have them if you're not going to enforce them? That's why so we know we need more like I get people say we need background checks. Like every gun I've ever bought, I got a background check.
Yeah, it's background checks.
They have but it's universal background checks is what people are pushing for. But that's different than background checks. It's a whole nother conversation.
They need to figure out, like I said, it's a bit of column A and column B. Like I said, it's a bit of both. You gotta work with both. I think it should be better security with things. I think it does need to be better security. Like I've noticed like at our parade we go to Billiken, like at every block, it's police presence at every block.
Way along the whole route almost.
So I say every block, even
whether
like
they on foot, whether they on horseback, whether they in the patrol
block,
car, like corner, they all along. Yeah,
literally at every corner. And then when you're walking, because like I said, you have to park a couple blocks away because they block it off so you can't pull up too close. They have like I see police like a few blocks away. Like, you know, it's like police presence is all covering the whole parade, wherever the mile radius is covering that of the parade. So, and they're out there heavy.
Because I've ridden everybody multiple. I've been in that parade probably like 20 times, damn near something like that.
Yeah.
But and like we always shout them out along the route. Like shout out to the folks at law enforcement because like we see them all along the routes. Like
yeah, they're up there every block.
Like they get a lot of shout outs. Like yeah, shout out to all the people, the law enforcement officers, like putting in work today. Like we shout them out along the route.
They're standing there, just looking, you know, and like
yeah,
they know
we acknowledge them. They always like
and like they're friendly. I said like from like some my personal experience, I haven't had a negative experience with any police at the parade because they know that, you know, we're just out here to have a good time. That's what we're out here for. We're out here to have a good time. It's a back to school parade. We're out here to have fun. That's all everybody wants to do. And if you're not trying to have fun, if you want to be on that clown shit, you need to leave. We out here to have fun. We out here to have a good time.
Of course, the woke hoteps like they had to get in on this shit.
They need to, yeah. They need to.
Of course, he was taken alive, yeah. But Jalen Walker, you shot 90 times.
That's the next segue.
Yeah, we about to get to that, but
yeah.
Daryl Brooks is still alive. The guy that ran over the parade, the Washington parade, the Christmas parade in Washington. He was black and he was taken alive. The mass shooter in New York subway shooter, yeah, that dude is alive and shit. Is like so. Like I say, people get shot, like are usually resisting or have a weapon themselves. It's like this dude, there was a traffic stop, like the Highland Park. They pulled him over, and he didn't run. So that's why had he resisted, just like the guy in Uvalde, yeah, like he pointed a gun at the cops, so they killed him. So yeah, like
yeah, he was blasted away.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, but Jalen Walker, let's talk about it. Yeah, Akron, Ohio, black man, who was
25 years old.
Officer fired more than 90 bullets at Walker. This is a crazy ass story right here.
And the fact that this story, it seems like, even though this story happened first, because this happened at the end of June, but it seems
June 26th like is on your birthday. When
yeah, it seemed like this is trying to be swept under the rug because you're not seeing as much about this story. I just saw his name come across my timeline, say his name, and like I didn't know what it was at first, and then when I
probably saw Sean King or Ben Crump, one of those guys, pop up in the timeline.
Yeah, I saw somebody say something like that. Yeah, say his name, hashtag say his name, and then when I read the story, because Marcus and I was like, they shot this boy 90 times, like 90.
He got shot 60 times. It was 90 shots fired.
But you know what I mean? They fired off 90 rounds, and 60 of them hit the young man in the face. And like after he was shot, his body was riddled with bullets. They said they handcuffed his dead body.
Mm-hmm.
That's inhumane to me. Like that's just like, to me, that's very inhumane to shoot at somebody. 8 officers shot at him. He was shot 60 times. Like I don't know the whole.
T's arrive. Yeah, I'm reading the story.
Like I didn't know the whole specifics of what and why, but I'm like, that's overkill. Like unless he's coming out like Tony Montana, I'm reloaded. Unless he's coming out like that, and you know what I mean. Unless he's coming out like that, like that's the only way I can see somebody being shot multiple times. If you come out like that, like how Tony Montana came out the end of Scarface.
You said the right word. Overkill is the word you said, but was the shooting justified? Like that's the next question.
That I don't, because it's like the now that stuff is being released, because initially they said he was unarmed. They say he shot an unarmed black man. That was the initial story. An unarmed black man was shot 60 times by the African police.
Cam and the body cam has come out. He did fire a shot at police like that.
And then they're like, well, a shot was fired, but then they're like, on the dash cam, they can't tell, like, it looks like it could have been a shot that came in. It's like, it's just more questions left than answers. Like, this whole thing is just muddled. It is. Like, I don't know. Like, they found a gun in his car, but then his family is like, he didn't even know how to operate a firearm. And it's just,
the family, like, I'm not saying they are lying, but the family always wants to see the best in their family members.
But I'm like, this is just, it leaves a lot of, this is a very peculiar case. That's what I'll say about this. It's very peculiar. I want to see more evidence. I want to see, because like at this point where we're at now in life,
you think those wanted to shoot a black man 90 times just for the fun of it? Let's ask that question. Is that what you thought?
No, I was here. No, this is my question. It's like the point where we're at now is if I do like this with the gun and police are right there, I'm dying. Like we're at this point now with police. Like if you touch a gun, like whoever you are, white, black, whatever, like whoever you are, if you pick up a gun and do this and the police are right there, you're going to get shot and you're probably going to die.
That's where we are. It's like
that's where we are. That like it's no like, well, let me negotiate this. Let me try to.
Why they say if you're involved, like I'm talking to my legal law-abiding gun owners. If you're involved in a self-defense shooting where you got to use your gun to like get a motherfucker off you and shit, first thing you do is like once the threat is down and you like the person is either they dead or they can't or they not a threat anymore. Like
incapacitated. Yeah.
Okay, reholster your gun. First thing.
There you go.
Those cops come and shit, yeah, they gonna see you with the gun over the dead body. What's gonna happen? It's like, yeah, even though that motherfucker is the criminal that started it and shit. Yeah, so yeah, so like, yeah, that's what because like I said, I follow a lot of the gun channels, and that's what they say. Yeah, like the gun law channels. They say like, yeah, like holster your gun before the cops
immediately.
Yeah. Or even like put it like get it away from you, like lock it up in your glove cover, right? Put it away wherever, like they don't have a gun in your fucking hand.
Don't have it visible.
What they saying?
Don't be like this with your gun. Don't be like this.
Because you're probably gonna get shot. Because like somebody says like, hey, I just shot somebody. They don't know that you're the one that's calling the guy. You be like, yeah, who tried to rob me or tried to attack my kids? I shot him and shit. Yeah, you won't be standing there with a fucking gun and shit. Like when they pull up, they might think you're the fucking aggressor and shit. Yeah, so. Right. Reholster your gun right away. Shit.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at now. So like, I don't think like at this point, like, why would anybody like pull a gun or let alone even like you fire at the police? You like, why would anybody in this climate now do? You see what I mean? Maybe years ago, you could do that years ago, but not now.
I think this is gonna be a justified shooting because if it is proved that he fired at the police, but it was definitely overkill, like 90 fucking shots. Like that's 90 shots and shit. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's a lot.
And the fact that I say you handcuffed his dead body after.
It's the 90 shots is what I'm tripping over.
90 shots, 60 of them hit the young man.
Yeah.
And then to add insult to injury, that's what I'm saying. That the last part, the handcuffing, to add on top of that, you already overkilled this young man. And then you're just going to I'm really going to just.
Unless it's proven that he didn't fire, which it looks like he probably did, like the video evidence and then the gun and the casing found in the car. He probably did fire. That's just me objectively, like,
Like I said, this is just a hot mess. Like this whole.
What do you do about the 90 shots? Like, if you're not going to charge it, and like his family is probably going to they got to cut him.
It's going to be a civil suit, which is what usually happens because the officers are all on administrative leave right now. Of course, that's what happens first. They get placed on administrative leave.
I don't think that any of them are going to be charged with murder because.
But what's probably going to happen if they do prove and say that okay, he did shoot a shot. They won't be charged, but then the city of Akron is probably going to pay this family a multi-million-dollar lawsuit.
10 million or something like that, whatever they're going to,
Yeah. And Ben Crump is going to be right there.
We'll get his 15%. Shit.
30 lawyers get 30.
Not all lawyers get fucking 30, but he might, but I don't know.
Yeah. But that's what's going to happen. I hate to sound rinse and repeat, but that's usually what the process is. And then people are going to be outraged and this and that. And, but it's just, I don't know why anybody right now would do that. That's why I say, like, that's why it just sounds like especially if it's a traffic stop, like a lot of time traffic stops are, hey, you have a tail light out. Hey, you were slightly speeding. Mm. Hey, you were, you rode a stop sign. What's another common traffic stop thing?
Tail light, you mentioned that.
Tail light, I said tail light first. I said you were speeding, and then I said rolling a stop sign.
Your plate stickers expired.
Plate sticker expired. Yeah. You turn right on red. Yeah, I'm just thinking it's common ones that are like, that are that.
And then it turned to that and shit.
So, I mean, we have to figure out the root of that too. Like, how do so many of these routine traffic stops turn into
that?
90 guns, 90 bullets being fired. Like, how does, like, that's unacceptable. Like, I mean, no matter how you try to dice it, and that's 90 is unacceptable.
Like I say, that is overkill. Even if you are one of these back to blue people, 90 shots is a lot. Mm-hmm. Everybody got to admit that. It's like 90 shots is fucking overkill.
He was shot in the face. Like his face, he was shot in the face. So it's like.
Yeah, with 60 of them striking him, yeah. But had to address that. But want to shift gears to some other tomfoolery.
Oh, Lord.
Have you heard about this fucking story and shit?
Let me see. Oh, Lord.
Let's talk about that. Let's make it personal right now. We've all gone to our favorite spot, let's say Harold's or whatever, and then I get my two-piece breast meal, mild sauce. Let's say this chicken is still a little bit dry. Like, yeah, you want a little extra sauce on that chicken. It's like, what are they gonna say? Yeah, so extra sauce ain't free, right?
Or 25 cents or 50 cents, whatever they say now. I don't know.
Well, New York City is $1.75. That's what we're going. That's where this story is starting at right there.
Sal, Sal, is that you for the extra cheese?
Mm-hmm. These three thoughts, I'm gonna call them, but they said three raging customers trashed the Manhattan eatery and caught on camera.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna play. You ain't seen the video? Oh yeah.
No, I haven't seen nothing.
I follow the Shade Room then, because it's been all over the Shade Room.
I mean, I do, but like I said,
you ain't been paying attention lately, I guess.
It's been a busy.
I'm not playing this with the sound on either because I don't know what's what is. I will play, but like it's the video right on me full screen. That shit, we gotta see that on full screen.
Gosh.
These thoughts like that. Okay, say $1.75 for extra sauce. This is what they did and shit. They charged in New York City. Look, they hopping over the counter, destroying shit, throwing chairs.
I hope y'all goofy asses get charged with everything.
Oh yeah, they've all been arrested because they on video. Like like the guy working there was smart. He recorded this whole thing and shit. Yeah. Go vouch what it shows. These three customers around. This is I don't know what version of the video this is. It's not the full version, obviously, but it's enough of it. You see them.
And you're destroying actual property.
And they laugh and shit too, like it's funny and shit. Yeah. But
they ain't gonna. They ain't gonna be laughing when they can't get that hair in prison. When them hair and them lashes can't be done in prison, you ain't gonna be laughing then.
You get all the free sauce you want in prison. I'm just saying.
Ain't no beautician and ain't no lashes in prison. Ain't no nails in prison. So you'll be going there.
I was like, look at these thoughts and shit.
And my thing is like when people do stupid shit, because it's like let's go back a little bit because we've all worked a job where we worked in food. You worked at Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts, first job.
I worked at Taco Bell. Mm-hmm. I did. I worked at Taco Bell, Taco Hills, I called it when I was in college. I did. So it's like fast food workers get some of the shittiest wages. And they have to deal with shit like this where people
like that. When
stupid ass entitled people come in, it's like you already, first of all, you're underpaid, you're overworked because a lot of times your manager or whatever is running the skeleton crew. So I've worked where I had to work drive-through and front counter at the same damn time. I've had to do both at the same damn time. I have, because we were just understaffed. So you're doing all this work and you have these people coming in acting a damn fool. You don't get paid enough for that. You don't get paid enough for that shit. So I feel like with
one of the employees there got hurt. So there you
go.
This employee can sue like these broads too.
Yeah. Workers' comp. Yep. There you go. You got her at work. That's workers' comp right there.
They injured one of the workers. Like probably the one that asked them, they told them this $1.75. They probably threw something at her and she got hurt.
But I want more. Like I feel if I was a person making laws, I feel like it needs to be harsher penalties for stuff like that because that's a stupid ass thing. That's dumb as hell. Like that's not like your life wasn't threatened. If your life was threatened, then yeah, reacting. Okay, if your life is threatened, if your child's life is threatened, yeah. But
I don't feel like attempting to pronounce some of these names. I'm gonna let you read them and pull it back up.
But that's stupid. That was just dumb. So I feel like harsh penalties should be given to these. Okay.
27, 25, and 23, all young.
Oh, y'all are grown.
Yeah, y'all are grown, but they're young. No, yeah.
Y'all are grown. Come on.
Ozoria. I'm good.
Yeah. Pearl Ozoria. Shatara. Palencia. And Tatiana Johnson.
So for Manhattan, Brooklyn, then all going to jail and shit.
Yeah. As they should.
Well deserved too.
Well deserved. And I hope that they actually get real time. And I hope that they have to pay the person who gets hurt. I hope they have to do that. I hope they have to pay restitution for the damage that they did to the restaurant. Because I've never heard of this restaurant. So it may be
it's like
it might be a family business,
whatever. It's probably something local. They don't have it here.
Right. That much, like it's not like it's Five Guys or it's not like it's that. Or Harold's.
No fries. So it might be a smaller shindig.
Yeah, smaller family business. So I hope that they have to pay back and pay to repair all that stuff. And so now it's a lesson learned. And then, like I said, then this could be, depending on what type of charge that you get charged, this could prevent you from getting a good job. You see what I mean? Because you were dumb. You did something stupid, and now you got this strike on your record, and they're like, you can't hire. You got a criminal background. We can't hire you. Ooh, a plot twist. If I have to wear it, they have to work at a shitty retail or shitty, they
that's part of the sentence.
Once you get out there, you have to work the shitty job, the one, and then you have to deal with customers like you. That would be the ultimate karma.
Just like in the countries when if you steal something, they cut off your hand. So if you do that, you'd have to work there. You act like that, you have to deal with customers like you and shit. Basically,
that might be the karma. Now you gotta deal with. My fries is cold. And they throw a whole fry in your face. My fries are cold. I want fresh fries.
Fucking fries, man. Another fucked up situation in New York. I know I'm reading all this New York shit, but these stories have been catching my eye because it's at a New York bodega, corner store as we call them here and shit. Okay, what do you do if here's another one over some bullshit too? Is some chicks EBT. So you're already not paying for her. EBT declined over a bag of chips and shit. She brings her boyfriend up there and shit to threaten the worker, and that's what we picking it up after that. Yeah. So, and I'm gonna show you that it's not gonna end the way you thought it was gonna end.
Before you start the video, I've been on the end of stuff where, like I said, I worked at Jewel, and I've had people's EBT cards decline.
Yeah.
And people was trying to curse at me and said I took the money off their card, even though I don't know your damn PIN number.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got the money. I didn't take the money off your card. Check. Here's a tip. Check your balance before you go into the store so you know what you're working with, because depending on when your benefits kick on, your benefits may not kick on to the 12th and it's the 9th. You see what I mean? So you may have your days mixed up. So call and just make sure your benefits
especially
are there.
with it being we had a holiday this week. So
we had a holiday, like so your benefits may not posted yet.
That might be a little bit off.
I mean, it is embarrassing getting declined for like what? Well, chips ain't 50. You know what are chips now? 75. However much chips are now.
The chips were
25 chips. The quarter bag of chips are now 55.
Because that other thing was 175. I want to see what this was over. And
the quarter chips are what 75 cents now. We know.
I want to see what this was over. I want to see like what the decline was. We doesn't have it in the article I'm reading, but it's a bag of chips. So let's say like $2. Let's say
if it's a bigger bag, it'd be $2. If it's like an individual bag, it's like 75 $1.
Like
it's no more than $2. The point is, this is a $2.
Whatever it was, it's like the EBT decline. She goes and gets her boyfriend. That's what we picking it up right now. So is this is the I'm putting it on full screen.
Oh shit! I just saw the title. Oh shit!
Oh, yeah, you said it's the boyfriend, like threatening the world. Oh, you saw the title, yeah.
Yeah, I saw the title.
Old man and shit. Like he's like, what the fuck, motherfucker?
Why? First of all, why are you back there behind the counter?
Which is like, what's going to happen is totally justified.
Yeah, why are you back there behind the counter to begin with? And you're.
Of course, I'm not going to show the moment on this video because I don't want to get our channel banned and shit. But yeah, like, they gonna show like, I think it cuts away on this version of the video, but it is a full version which I'm not going to air and shit. Yeah. So right. Well, that's the moment right there where you. So that's enough. Yeah, we saw. Yeah. You get the idea. Yeah, he stabs the motherfucker and kills him and shit. Yeah.
And from the look of that right there, he went at the jugular. It looked like.
Yeah, dude died and shit. Yeah, so he went for the kill shot. Yeah,
he went right there. It wasn't like I'm going to just scare you away. But first of all, why were you behind the counter?
In fact, I might have to edit this video before it uploads. I might have to black out some of what I just because
just black it out. Yeah,
I might black out part of that. I don't want our channel to get taken down. Yeah,
but just black it out.
But yeah, like basically, like I'm gonna read the story. Yeah, like
well,
old man stabbed the shit out of this fucking dude. Yeah.
And this is another why you have closed camera TVs. Have your security cameras rolling at all times.
So that like he's probably going he's been charged right now with murder, but if I'm on the jury and I see that, I'll quit him and shit. I'm like, yeah, he came in there and he started this shit fucking with him. So yeah. And in New York, we talked about that, how hard it is to like get a gun. Say like they don't give out carry licenses. You gotta like beg for one basically. Why do you need it? So like, yeah, guess what? He had a fucking knife and shit. Yeah, so he's like, I can't get it. He probably wanted it. I can't get a gun. I'm gonna get a knife then. And like, yeah, and the knife did the job and shit. Yes. Yeah. So just over a bag of fucking chips.
Read the story. So what exactly happened? You got the detail.
Yeah, pull it up, yeah. Let's find, yeah. I'm gonna find where it starts, yeah.
Why are you back there?
Yeah, the Harry answer following an answer between the guy and he had his girlfriend's EBT card, which was declined. She tried to buy a bag of chips for her 10-year-old daughter at the store. The 32-year-old woman claimed that the guy grabbed the snack out of her daughter's hand and then she knocked the items down on the counter, like, yeah, and went home to get her boyfriend, who came back to the bodega and attacked them 10 minutes later after the decline. And during the fights, like Simon's girlfriend allegedly stabbed the worker in the shoulder with a knife. I didn't see that. According to the post, she's not facing charges. But we said Alba, the dad of 3, who was moved to New York from he's Dominican Republic 30 years ago and searched for a better life, was charged with second-degree murder after the video we just saw. So that's what it started, over a bag of chips. She went and gets her boyfriend to like, yeah, this motherfucker talking shit to me, which is what, once again, just like Will and Jay, like, yeah, man, keep toxic women out of your life. I'm just saying, because you get stabbed to death and shit. Yeah, like, what's you gonna do about it? This motherfucker. Yeah. So like over a bag of fucking chips. So it must have been a small bag. I just saw it was for the kid. Yeah. So it probably was like a quarter bag of chips, which is probably like
75 cents. Yeah.
75 now, but like basically it was probably a quarter bag of chips.
Which is my thing is, if somebody, I said, we're in a social media era now. So if somebody gives you bad business that is just bad business and nothing life-threatening, you go on your social media and you blow them up. Don't shop at Bodega on 33rd.
Go live. We got live now. Yeah. Go live in front of
the
place right here and shit. Like,
Don't shop here.
Motherfucker. And then so like, and they even put the guy on camera. That's the guy right there. Like, yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah. Like, go live if you have to.
Go live. Like, go on Yelp. Leave a review on Yelp. Mm-hmm. That's what you do.
He goes and gets his boyfriend who comes behind the counter.
So that's where he went wrong. I said,
that's the restricted area. Like, dude, is totally justified. You behind the counter.
You came behind the counter and you attacked him.
So he stabbed the shit out of him. Yeah.
You came behind the counter. You pushed him. You attacked him. Mm-hmm. You attacked him first. Like, you did push him.
Ain't no dude say he's Dominican, so Latinos, they carried them blades. Like, I cut.
Yeah, they got them shanks. Yeah. There
you go, man. He didn't know and shit who he was fucking with. Yeah. It's because he was an old man and shit. I guess he thought he could fuck with him, but hey, that old man was fucking ready and shit. I'm just saying. But I don't mean to laugh, but I think that's totally justified, that stabbing, because you should have went and fucked with him. Just
plain and simple, like, cooler heads will prevail. Like, instead of just reacting on something when you're mad, like, sit down, let's swirl around for a second, because is it worth your life? Is it worth jail time? Is it worth it? The answer 9 times out of 10 is going to be no. Whatever you got going on, the answer is going to be no 9 out of 10 of the time. I will venture to say that 9 out of 10 times you could be like, nah, it wasn't worth it.
Definitely not worth it.
It just wasn't. So,
you got any more? Because I had a couple of quick takes I was going to go with.
You can do your quick take.
Yeah. Few deaths to report. Celebrity deaths. Rest in peace, James Caan.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Misery.
No, y'all bust know him from Misery. Yeah, he was the author from Misery. That Kathy Bates character hobbled. Yeah, that
still gives me the heebie-jeebies watching that.
Like that hard to watch that scene. Also, rest in peace, Adam Wade. He was an actor from like in the 70s. He played, on Bus, we played on Good Times, the rich guy that bought the boutique for Lona.
The rich boyfriend. Yeah.
Best known as, I will say, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then rest in peace, Vernon Winfrey, father of Oprah Winfrey. So, I'd say rest in peace to all of those celeb deaths we had right there. But that's about it for me. We can wrap up.
Yes.
Not another damn podcast, episode 267. Got a lot in on that one. We appreciate you supporting us. You want to support us further, you know what to do. Give us a little like. Or a big like, yeah. Or subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. Something about Apple Podcasts. I saw that. Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What's good, Tasha?
Hey, Tasha.
Also on YouTube and your Amazon Alexa devices. You can follow me at Ozman the Wizard, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. Get at me.
You can check me out at MSIMA8626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, SCR8GULLEY1 on Twitter, SCR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com. By the way, Straight Gully just did a new video for the group Chai's Up, so it's out. It came out Friday, so check it out.
Dope. I didn't even get to Brittany Griner's guilty plea or Eric Holder's guilty verdict on them for murdering Nipsey Hussle. We didn't even get so much happened. We didn't get to those. Yes.
Good for him. Sent his ass away for a long time.
I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
And we will talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.